Okay, so again, we're not going to start on the front like we normally do. I want you to open up your notes. And we are going to start right here where it says rotations about lines. Since we just talked about Hoy Vux. Again, Hoy is a horizontal line, y equals. Vux is a vertical line, x equals. Now right here, I have what shape on example 4? Do y'all agree I have a triangle? All right, it says the plane region below is revolved completely about the x-axis. Which one is my x-axis? The horizontal line. Everybody put an X on the x-axis. And I'm going to rotate about that to sweep out a solid of revolution. So if I rotate this about the x-axis, I'm going to take this point at 0, 10 and go all the way around to negative 0, negative 10. And then I want 1 revolution, so I'm going to go all the way back to 0, 10. Do you agree we already did this last week where we were rotating about a line? What shape with this triangle did I just create? A cone. Does everybody see how I created a sideways cone?
Great.
Do y'all all agree with that?
Yeah.
But do you agree with it? Okay. Draw your cone, please. We just sketched it. That's what it said to do. Sketch the resulting solid. So we did that. Now, I want you to write right here that it's a cone. Because that's a test question. What do I know about this cone? What are the dimensions of this cone? What is the height of this cone? Turn it sideways if you need to. How tall is this cone? Okay, we're going to start from the center, which is at the origin. It is 10. The height of the cone is 10. What's the other thing a cone has? What other dimension? It does have a slant. We're not going to worry about the slant for this. A radius. What is the radius of this cone? From here to here, it is 10. Does this make sense? Okay. And it says sketch the resulting solid and find its volume. What is the formula for volume of a cone? 1/3 big BH. Does everybody agree? By the way, by the end of today, you should have your volume formulas memorized. We're going to do them enough that you will. What is the base of a cone? It's a circle, so instead of 1/3 big BH, I'm going to write 1/3 pi r squared h. Because do you agree that's big B? 1/3 pi. What is my radius here? Squared. What's my height? 10. And then plug that into Desmos. It says right here in terms of pi, so do not put pi in Desmos. And what do we get? I am recording. Okay, that's disgusting, right? So I don't want that. What do I want? A fraction. So what's my answer? So my answer is not just 1,000 over 3. What is it? Pi. And then we're on a graph, so we're just going to write units cubed. Do I have any questions? Okay. Now, I want to make a comment real quick. Oh wait, not on this one. On this one. Next one. What does the next one say to do? Which axis? Everybody circle that. The y-axis. So this time, I am going to go around this axis right here. So I'm going to take this point right here. I'm going to go from, instead of going at 4, I'm going to go to negative 4 and back to 4. What did I just create? What shape is that? 3-dimensional shape. What is it? A cylinder. Does that make sense? A cylinder. What do I know about this cylinder? What's the radius of it? 4. We're going about the y-axis, so we're going to start on the y-axis. The radius is 4. What else do I know about this cylinder? How tall is it? 8. Questions so far? So what's the formula for volume of a cylinder? Just BH. No 1/3. The 1/3 is only for cones and pyramids. Cylinders and prisms are just big BH. And what's the base of a cylinder? A circle. And what's the formula for circle? So this is actually pi r squared h. So pi 4 squared times 8. What is 4 squared? Times 8? I don't know that either. What is it? 128? 128 pi units cubed. What questions can I answer? Okay, what if this had told me to rotate about the x-axis instead? Would that change my volume? Why? If this told me to rotate about the x-axis, what would my radius be? The radius would be 8, and what would the height be? 4. So what's 8 squared? Times 4, is that 128? No. So changing the dimensions or depending on what axis, that's going to change your answer. So just be careful that you're paying attention to which axis you're rotating about. Okay, yes?
Will it ever ask it like this?
It could. Probably, maybe on your homework I think it might, but probably not on the test. I'll just ask for one. Yep. All right, any other questions about this? We're okay? All right, last one like this. It says sketch the region enclosed by, can you please graph x equals 1? How do I graph x equals 1? A vertical line at 1 on the x-axis. X equals 5. Vertical line at 5 on the x-axis. Y equals 1. Horizontal line at 1 on the y-axis. And y equals 4. And can you shade the shape that you just created by doing those 4 lines? What shape is that? A rectangle. Do y'all all agree with that? How do I find the area of that region? So for a rectangle, it is base times height. What is the base of this rectangle? What is the height? And 4 times 3 is... Now, is that the only way to do that? How else could I find the area of that shaded region? You could literally count the squares if you wanted to. That's fine as well. Okay? Is everybody okay with what I've done so far? I'll give y'all a minute. What'd you say? Nothing? Okay. All right. The next question says, find the volume of the figure if it is rotated about the y-axis. Which one's my y-axis again? Vertical up and down. So I'm going to rotate it around here. Look up while I do this, please. I have this point at 5. So I'm going to rotate this around the y-axis to -5. And then I'm going to come back around. Please do that. So start over here on the right side of your rectangle, rotate it around to -5, come back around. But that's not all I have to do. Why? Do you see, look up real quick, do you see how there's a gap right here of not shadedness? that gap is going to create what when it's going around? It's going to create a hole in the shape. So I'm also going to rotate around right here at this 1 to -1 and come back around. What shape did I just create? Say that louder because you're right. It looks like toilet paper. Do y'all agree? We just created some toilet paper. I'm not kidding. We did. This is toilet paper. It's a little short, chunky toilet paper, but it is toilet paper. Do y'all agree with that? Does everybody see the toilet paper roll? You see the donut, but remember, it's three-dimensional because you're rotating it. So, how do I find the volume of a toilet paper roll? Okay, so let's see. Volume of all of it is going to be what? The volume of the what? The big cylinder minus the volume of the small cylinder. Do y'all agree with that? I'm going to have to find the volume of the big cylinder and subtract it from the volume of the small cylinder. Not really. So let's talk about what we know. What is the radius of my big circle here? It is 5. Start from the y-axis and go right. It's 5. What is the radius of the small circle here? Say it louder.
1.
Just 1. Does everybody agree with that? The radius of the big is from the y-axis over 5. The radius of the small is just that little one. And what's the height of both of these cylinders going to be? 3. Because it's 1, 2, 3 units. Remember we said the height was 3 right here? Same thing. Now, do you agree, this last problem, we said volume of a cylinder is big BH. But what do we know about a cylinder's base? It's a circle, so it is. So the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. Do y'all agree with that? So, for here, I'm going to find the volume. Oh, no, that was wrong. I'm going to do pi. What's my big R? 5 squared. What's my height? 3. Minus, for my small one, pi. What's my small r? 1 squared. What's my height? Does everybody see what I just did? Are we okay with that? What's 5 squared? Times 3? What's 1 squared? Times 3? Can I subtract these? Why? So the volume of this toilet paper is what? Units cubed. Would you have been able to do that on your own? Some of you yes, some of you no. Now that we've done this, can you do it on your own now? Okay. Maybe? Okay. Questions? No? All right, I want you to try number 3 up here. We're kind of going backwards. Try number 3 on your own. Go. A cylinder has been cut out of a cube. Find the volume of the remaining solid. What are y'all going to do first? The volume of the cube. And do what with it? Why are we subtracting? Because it's cut out remaining. Does anybody remember what I told y'all the volume of the cube was last week? S cubed. S cubed. And do y'all agree we've done the volume of cylinder 3 times now? I can just write pi r squared h. Yes, the S is the length of a side. Yes, the length, not the area, the length. Which part? Louder? Does that make sense? Okay. What'd y'all get for the R?
2.
And the H? Is that 216? Can I subtract those? Why not? Because they're different. This is your answer. Which answer is this? Exact. To find the rounded, type it in your calculator and somebody tell me what you got. Yes, please. 60. Write that down, please. Make sure you got that all down. Questions? We're good? All right, close your notes, please. We just have 2 examples on the front to do, and then we're done. We good? All right. On the front here, this time, what's different about these compared to the 2 we just did? These are combined versus cutting out. Do y'all agree? All right. So, how do I find the volume of this shape here? I do need to tell you one thing. This shape right here is, isosceles, meaning this tower is the same as this tower. Oh, so we haven't done that at all today, but you could do that. I'm not going to do that, but you absolutely, I think that is easier. Could you make this one big rectangle and just remove the prism inside? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I personally think that's the easier way. It's not how I'm going to do it, but I think that's the easier way. Yes. Okay, you want me to slice it horizontally? I'm going to slice it like this. When I slice it like this, do you agree that I'm going to call this tower A and tower B? Do you agree tower A and B are the same? Okay. What shape are they? They're not cubes. We got to subtract. What do I know? Let's do tower A. What do I know about tower A? I know the height is 6. You'll agree the height of the tower is 6? What about this right here? This is 3 centimeters. What is this right here, Megan? How did you get 2? 10 minus 6 is 4, but I have 2 sides, so divided by 2 is 2. Are we okay with that? So, how do I find the volume of shape A? What shape is it? not a cube, a rectangular prism. So what's the formula for a rectangular prism? Base times height. What is the area of this base right here? 2 times 3. Do y'all agree? And what's the height? 6. What is 2 times 3? Times 6. So the volume of this prism is 36 centimeters cubed. You take the base times height, big B, and multiply it times your height. And what do we know about the volume of B? It's the same as volume A, so it's also 36 centimeters cubed. Are we okay so far? What about shape C down here? How do I find the volume of shape C? Big BH again. What is the base down here? 10 times 3. Be careful. Everybody look up. What is the height right here? We cannot just cut it in half. We can't assume that. Why is it 2? Do you agree this is 6? So what is this right here to here? 6. So what would be left if the whole thing is 8? 2. That make sense? What is 10 times 3 times 2? And how do I find the volume of all of this? 36 plus 36 plus 60 is 132 cubed. By the way, I keep writing V. That's all. It's not vol. I'm writing the volume of all. Okay? We're good? Can I move on? We're good? All right. Last one. Last one. This wants us to do what? Find the surface area and volume. So, y'all, surface area. Anytime you see surface area, I want you, especially of composites, I want you to think about what would you paint? If you were going to paint this, what would you paint to find the surface area for all of it? I'm not going to worry about it. There are teachers out there. I would find the lateral area of the pyramid. Plus, we'll get to that last. What else? The lateral area of the pyramid. So around the pyramid. The lateral area of the prism. And why only one base? Where they connect, is that outside? No. So you do not need to do that base in here. I'm just going to draw like kind of an X on it. We don't do that because that is inside. That makes sense? Okay, let's see who can remember this. What is the lateral area of a pyramid formula? We learned it on Friday. 1/2 PL. What about the lateral area of a prism? No 1/2 pH. And then we're going to find B in just a second, so that's fine. Bring that down. So, write that down. I need to know P here. I need to know big B here. How do I find P? What is my base here? Do y'all agree it's a square at the bottom? You can either do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, or you can do 4 times 9 is 36. Add up all the sides of this base down here. How do I find big B? Base times height, which is 9 times 9, which is 81 inches squared. What does L stand for? Slant height. If you were to slide down the pyramid, what is that? 11. And then of the prism, what is H of the prism? Just 5. The height of the prism is 5. What can I do now? Plug it in. Literally plug in every number I gave you. And put that in Desmos. What is half of 36 times 11 plus 36 times 5 plus 81? 400 and what? 59. Let's see if I get the same thing. Oh, what did I do wrong? That should say 36, not 6. There we go. 459 is what I got as well.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Questions? Are we okay? One third. All right, what? Because what are we finding? Okay, good question. All right, last thing we're doing, volume. How do I find volume here? The volume of all of this, what am I going to do? Volume of a pyramid plus a prism. Does anybody remember the formula for volume of a pyramid? 1/3 BH. What about for a prism? Just BH. That make sense? 1/3 BH, just BH. And I'm going to plug in 1/3. My B is 81. Uh-oh. What is the height of this pyramid? Y'all, the height of a pyramid goes from here to there. Look up, please. Everybody look up. What do I know about this? Do y'all agree that's half of a side, so it's 4.5? What can I do to find this height? Nope. Nope, can't assume that. Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem. So look, y'all, we've done Pythagorean theorem how many times? So many times, right? Do y'all agree I have the C? What am I going to do when I have the C? Subtract. So are y'all okay with me going straight to 11 squared minus 4.5 squared and square root it? Are y'all okay with me just writing that instead of doing all the steps? It's quicker, right? Okay. Everybody please write that down, what I have up here. Also, please put that into Desmos and store it as H. Put it into Desmos and store it as your H. So H equals the square root of 11 squared minus 4.5 squared gives me 10.037. Does anybody need me to explain how I got this right here? All right, now I'm going to plug that in. 10.037 plus, again, big B is 81. And this time now we're on the height of the prism. What's the height of the prism? 5. And plug all of that into Desmos, but don't put that in. What are you going to put right there? H. Put H right there, please, when you plug that into Desmos. So 1/3 times 81 times H plus 81 times 5. 011. Your homework is not in Schoology tonight. It is the paper that you picked up. It's due tomorrow when you walk into class.
I might not be here.
Oh, for AP test.